Okay, so we need to prepare our zip and put a tab on the end. So I'm going to do that first. So decide which way round your zip's going to be. So I'm going to have it opening at this end. I'm going to put my tab on this end. Make sure that your end of your zip is straight, because you're going to butt up against this. So make it as straight as you can. And then you're going to use your tab to cut a tab. So I've made this. I want my tab. You need to decide how wide you want it to be here. Now I pick 3/4 of an inch. So whatever size you pick, if you want it, you can have it 1/2 inch, you can have it 1 inch, you can have it whatever size you want. I'm doing 3/4 of an inch. So whatever that size is, times that by 4 to get the length. So that's 3 inches. So 3/4 of an inch times 4 is 3 inches. And then to get the width here, you want the width of your zip. Well, on this zip, a size 5 zip measures 1.25 inches across, and then you're going to wrap it round. It's going to wrap round on this side like this, either side like that. So if you measure what gap you've got there, each side of this zip is 1/2 inch. If it's a smaller zip, it might be 1/4 inch. So I've got 1/2 inch, so 2 1/2 inches is 1 inch. So we've got 1.25 inches plus 1 inch. That makes 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 this way and 3 inches that way. That's how I've come to the size for that. Okay, so on the back of your tab, at one end, if you just draw a line, this will make it just a little bit easier. If you draw a line 3/4 inch away from the end, from the short edge, draw a line 3/4 inch. That just makes this a little bit easier. So if you turn, then take your zip, the end that you're going to put the tab, and have it wrong side facing up, and then you put your fabric wrong side, right side down onto the wrong side facing up. So you've got the right side of the fabric touching the wrong side of your zip. Okay, and put it so it's centered, roughly centered, raw edge to raw edge. So the long part is coming in towards your zip, not hanging over the end. There's nothing hanging over the end. The sides will overhang, but the tab is pointing towards your zip down here. Okay, so that you can either then pin or clip, or I'm going to just use a bit of glue. I'm just going to put a dab of glue either side of where I'm going to put that under there, not past my line, or you can use a pin, or you can use a clip, whatever you want really. So there we go. So you can see it's pointing down, because this is going to fold up, and then we're just going to stitch along that line there. Okay, there we go. That's stitched in place along that line. So once that's done, sorry, that's rattling on the table, you're then going to fold your fabric forward so it overhangs the end, the raw end. It folds out, so the right side of the fabric will be facing up. So just give that crease a bit of a press. You could use your iron for this, just don't melt your zip. Oh, also remember, we're using an acrylic zip here. It looks like metal, but because it's acrylic, it's okay to sew across. If you are using a metal zip, you would have to hand crank that on your machine, turn the wheel by hand, so you don't break a needle. Okay, so we've now turned over to the right side, so the zip's the right way up now. Okay, so we look like this. So the wrong side's facing up, other than these two bits, and we're going to fold these two sides in. Try and keep them inside your stitch line here. Fold them in and give them a press. Make sure not to melt your zip, so fold in each side. Give them a press inwards. I'm just going to finger press them myself. Okay, again, you could use your glue pen to help stick this down and make it a little bit easier. I'm just going to stick it on these bits. Okay, just stick that down. Stick that down. All these bits of thread hanging off either, because they'll be sticking out. Okay, so when that's ready, you're then going to fold this raw edge down to meet the raw edge of your zip. Okay, so you're going from the folded, two sides folded in, fold the raw edge down to meet the edge of your zip and press that, and then fold the whole thing down so that your folded edge is on the edge there like that. Just past, you can just take it so it just passes the line that you've sewn. Okay, covers that up. Now you can put a clip on each side, and then you can either glue or clip that into place. Now I'm just going to add a couple of clips onto there. Okay, now if you find you struggle to get it to completely cover your stitch line here, you can just fold it slightly back a little bit so it's a bit further away from the cut edge, and then you've got a little bit longer of a piece to bring over. And then I'm just going to clip that in place. And then we're going to stitch this round in a box all the way around the edge of that little rectangle there. We're going to stitch all the way around at about 1/8 of an inch in from the edges. Okay, so you want both ends out on your thread so it doesn't nest at the back, because you're going to see both sides of this sewing. So bring up both ends. Okay, so I'm starting in the bottom back corner. Choice is yours where you start. I'm going to use a 3mm stitch line and sew about 1/8 of an inch away from the folded edge. I am going to do a couple of back stitches. And use my tweezers to help. Stop in the corner, lift your foot and turn. Okay, cut the ends. And there's your little panel sewn, so you just want to fasten off your ends, and then that's your zip tab completed.